Now, I want to start, though, with this condescending statement that Joe Biden made yesterday. Listen to this.
The data shows young black entrepreneurs are just as capable of succeeding given the chance as white entrepreneurs are. But they don't have lawyers, they don't have accountants, but they have great ideas. Does anyone doubt this whole nation would be better off from the investments those people make? And I promise you, that's why I set up this National Small Business Administration that's much broader, because they're going to get those loans.
Black entrepreneurs don't have lawyers, don't have accountants.
The data shows young black entrepreneurs are just as capable of succeeding given the chance as white entrepreneurs are. But they don't have lawyers, they don't have accountants.
The reason we don't have more black entrepreneurs is because they don't have lawyers, they don't have accountants. The reason Democrats call voting laws that lawmakers are attempting to pass in places like Georgia and Texas is because black people are too stupid to figure out how to vote. I was watching CNN, so you don't have to. And I forget the name of the black man, but it was a left-wing black man who was talking about how racist these laws are, the Texas laws. And I also forget the host, because they're all sort of interchangeable, but with some white host. And I say that because this black man said that, well, it is certainly true that the Texas law is neutral on its face, but so were grandfather clauses and literacy tests and poll taxes. They were race neutral. And I'm sitting there as I'm watching this, and I'm saying, is this white dude going to say anything, or is he going to let this black man act as if showing photo voter ID is the same thing as demanding that a black person only be allowed to vote if his grandfather could vote, and we know his grandfather could not vote, so therefore the black person couldn't vote? It's the same thing as that? Making sure that you are who you are is the same thing as requiring a literacy test? And this white host said nothing. Now, as you know, I watch a lot of CNN and MSNBC, so you don't have to. And I've seen this phenomenon over and over and over again, where some black person says the most ignorant, stupid, offensive thing, comparing grandfather clauses and literacy tests and poll taxes to showing voter ID issued for free if you don't have it. And the white guy says nothing. He doesn't say, well, I don't know, I'm not black, but I got to feel that, in the 50s and the 40s, telling a black person you can only vote if your grandfather could vote when your grandfather couldn't vote, and telling a black person you got to come up with a poll tax when they know he's broke, and telling a black person who can't read or write he has to have a literacy test. It just seems to me that would be a little more severe than saying that you have to show voter ID. But what do I know? Not even that. Not even that. Just sit there and just hear this. Reminds me of an interview once I saw with P. Diddy or Puff Daddy or whatever he calls himself now. And Bill Hemmer of Fox News interviewed him. And Puff Daddy or P. Diddy or whatever he calls himself said, I'm a disenfranchised voter. And Hemmer said, excuse me? He said, I'm a disenfranchised voter. And he says, you mean someone stopped you from voting? No. I just haven't registered. I haven't been motivated. So I'm a disenfranchised voter. And you could tell Henry was saying, well, dude, to himself, that's not what disenfranchised means. But he didn't say anything. Because that would be offensive. That would be racist. That would be insensitive. That would be not understanding the plight of the black man. Now we come back. I want to talk a little bit more about the condescending thing that Joe Biden said about black entrepreneurs. And the condescending thing that John Conyers, the longtime black congressman from the Detroit area, said about why a certain area in Detroit was impoverished. He said it was racism. I'm Larry Elder.